Hey, good morning. Welcome to her good day, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Um, Welcome to office hours for Korean natural farming. Got an hour. I can ask any questions about Korean natural farming, and or if we don't have any questions, we'll get on to the Madaj that we've been covering this year for 2024. It's wild that it's May already. We're 5 months into this, so means it must have been 20 shows on my dad so far, which is wild. Um, so yeah, good to see you all. And yeah. So before we get into things, start with a little bit of higher wisdom, just a tiny bit, microscopic amount, they say, and see what's up for this week. Oh, it's May 19th, by the way. So for May 19th, we have preponderance of the great. There are great pressures at work. By meeting them with modesty and patience, you avoid misfortune and meet with success. Oh, excuse me. The image of this hexagram is that under a beam under great load. It sags in the middle and it is in danger of giving way. You are in a similar situation now. The pressures of the moment are enormous. There is a temptation to wiggle away and flee and resort to plotting, conniving, or aggressive action of the ego. By resisting this temptation and holding firmly to proper principles, you survive and succeed. This is a moment for which you have been preparing yourself for some time. A powerful energy has been accumulated. Imagine a flood pressing against a dam, and it's up to you to direct its flow. If you succumb to fear, desire, or anger and resort to incorrect behaviors, the dam bursts and the pent-up energy causes destruction and misfortune. If, on the other hand, you cling to what is correct, modesty, balance, patience, independence, and gentleness, you will then obtain the aid of the higher power, and the accumulated energy will be directed towards creating a profound success. What is called for now is quiet integrity. With others, no matter how they may assault you, remain modest and patient. In your actions, seek to penetrate gently and steadily, rather than forcibly and explosively. Meet the difficulties of the day cheerfully and resolutely. By taking great care now, and by remaining correct in every moment, by embodying the principles of the sage, you make possible the arrival of good fortune. Error. YouTube not receiving. Skip frames. It's still live? It's still all good? I don't know. Let's see. Let me double check this here. Make sure this is all good. All good. Okay, it's all good. Interesting. It gave me an error message here on this side saying that it wasn't going, but I didn't pull up this other window. It says error. YouTube receiving to maintain connection. I don't know. Seems live. Okay, well, we'll just pretend like it's good. Yeah. So last weekend, speaking of great pressures accumulating, last weekend we had a double dose. If you're a member of the Pure KNF Foundation, we had Stephen Cornett, Nature's Always Right, come and speak with us. So if I go over here and go to this, Let's see here. Do this like this, and then make this screen. Do that one. Yeah, so then I gotta hit this one like that. Yeah, so if you are a member and you're a member of the Pierre Caniff Foundation, you got to see Stephen Cornett, double dose, man, and he was unloading on us on just amazing things he's been doing with natural farming. He's been able to take his whole farm and transition it over to using a lot of the Judea methods as well as other things. And so, there's Stephen there talking to us about what he had going on. So if you are a member and you were able to catch this live and on our session, awesome, great. Good to you. But if you are not a member, you can join and pierrecnf.org. Join the membership up here. You just click on join where it says join for you. And you can see all of this additional extra content. And it's really nice to have this because in this session, how often do you get to do and ask me anything with someone as legendary as Stephen Cornett? I mean, not that often, right? He's a legend, out there on the YouTube. I think he got like 300,000 plus subscribers. This dude, he knows what's up. He's been at it forever. I mean, look at him smiling. Can we get a Steven smile somewhere? If I scroll long enough, I'll find one. He looks mostly thoughtful. But yeah, learning and all the natural farming solutions behind him and what he's been doing and how he's been diving deep doing this out in Tennessee. So, if you want to become a member, you can and catch our past episodes. So not only do you get, Stephen, also Royal Flush Farms and Tomer Zexer out of the San Diego region, all these great folks. So just throwing that out there. And then next month we'll have, I think next month, let's go back to that page there. I think we have Yarrow Goret coming to us, and look at this amazing sunflower he grew, KNF to the max, coming out of Idaho, doing his good stuff. So that'll be June 9th. So if you're thinking you're on the fence about being a member, it's well worth it, join the good community and good folks and help support the office hours, Pierre Caniff Foundation, Master Cho, all these good things that we're continuing to do throughout the life and the love. So we got some good folks in the house. We got Christoph. Christoph's our newest member. I think he might be our newest member. Coming in from Belgium. We got Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Goof. Yo, Goof. Yo, man. So awesome to hear you this last weekend talking with Stephen, and Goof was sharing a little bit about that's how he found Korean natural farming, was from Nature's Always Right and Stephen and doing his thing. So, the YouTube homies, it's good stuff. Solar Gourmet, what's up, Germany? Healing Earth Remediations, Possum Farm, yo, we got Seattle in the house. The land of, I don't know what that is. Frogs. Oh, is it vampires? Vampires and rain? I don't know. Greetings from Nigeria. Yo, Hut of Ancient Knowledge. What's up, Cecily? We got another member in the house, Cecily. Yo. It might be my internet. I'm not exactly sure what's going on over here. It told me there's an error, but it seems to be throwing frames at you. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, great meeting last week. Definitely. Good fun. Yeah, mammoth sunflowers are so pretty. Our sunflowers here are popping off. We planted a bunch in this flower berm right by the road that my mom kind of takes care of. And the sunflowers are just hammering. Then I planted more sunflowers down on the driveway as you come into the land. And those are just starting to sprout. So we'll see how those go this year. We got Cheryl in the house. What's up, Cheryl? Idaho. And Big West, my Canadian good friend up there, doing the lawn care, putting the alfalfa plant juices out there, making it good. It was actually Stephen Cornett who mentioned my name when he was a guest speaker on Curtis Stone's channel. And I've started learning about KNF. Yeah. So it's kind of a tight-knit community, you know. There's not a huge bunch of people into regenerative farming. And so when you do find someone that is in regenerative farming, you know, following the threads from there, you know, we're all out there trying to do good things, and sometimes it's hard to get that reach, you know. Here I'm with my YouTube channel, you know, it's 17,000 people. I appreciate all you, but it's like I'm always like, oh man, gosh, you know, we'll see. But you know, for someone to make 300,000, what, 1 million subs on YouTube, you know, it's good. I've been putting in the weekly effort to be here. Appreciate you guys being here, sharing it, loving it. You know, I guess the classic YouTube like, share, subscribe. You know, but sharing it. You know, because it's when someone like Curtis Stone is interviewing Steven, and then he talks about me. And you know, if you go back to if you go here to my YouTube, and I think let's try and get rid of this thing there. Okay. And like search it. I think Steven. Let's see. Well, we got Steve here, but there was an interview on here. Well, we definitely did a he's not even on my channel. So I'm not even linking to Steven, but if we go to Nature's Always Right, and then we search his channel. Let's go to his channel and then search. Oh, he just got hit by a hurricane too. Let's search for Drake. Yeah, so here he interviewed me. This was when we did 4 years ago. This is when we did the California natural farming conference, and this was you know, he came up from San Diego, and we were able to interview him. Let's see, were there any others? No, yes, you know, but, and then if you search KNF, he's mostly doing Jadam right now, but he is doing the other stuff. He knows about it, you know. So Steven has a whole bunch of videos. So if you're not a subscriber to Steven, you know, drop him some love that way. Yeah, just so much information. This is what I was talking to him about, this gravity feeding IBC tote. I was talking to him about. He, you know, I was like, is that effective for you? Are you using it? And he said, yeah, it's pretty effective. He interviewed Young Song Cho too. He was able to do that and then dub over. His wife's Korean, so he lived in Korea for a while too. His pigs escaped, man. So yeah, Steven's been at it, crack-a-lacking, doing so much good stuff. He actually caters to his audience, gives them what they want, makes shows for them, all those things. So if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Someone from foreign lands calling me that I just ignored. Not today. So Evol just reached a critical level in the OHN. Time to start batching up. Awesome. It's great. It's good to know all those solutions. So with that, do we got any questions for today? You know, just kind of getting into what we did last week, but you know, if not, we can get into some adage. I got plenty of that. So we'll answer this question first. So, in my opinion, will using drip irrigation system for cassava farming yield the same outcome as spraying KNF solutions? That's a good question. If you're using drip irrigation, is it the same as spraying? And there's two things to that. One is that yes, you can. Drip irrigation is good because usually if you're using drip irrigation, you're going to do it more frequently. And if you're spraying, you can make your spraying schedule to match your crop. So either that's twice a week every week, every other week, once a quarter. You have to decide. Different crops need different amounts of spray at different times. The general rule of thumb for applying KNF solutions is to do it every 7 to 11 days. But some things that's not practical on, but applying at that frequency is how to get kind of the maximum absorption and yield out of it. And certain things you can do more frequently than that. Like if you're growing quick lettuces where you're just going to be the turnover so fast, you could do it more frequently. But usually the reason you're doing it every 7 to 11 days is because that's when a new leaf is emerging and you're going through the next growth stage, usually on a frequency about 11 days, 7 to 11 days, somewhere in there. Even up to like 14 days, 2 weeks. So if you're doing drip irrigation, however, you could, and if you're irrigating, whatever your irrigation schedule is every 3 days or what, I don't know. I don't know how dry it is where you are. Where I am, we don't do any drip irrigation. So for me, doing drip irrigation here would be ridiculous because I don't have drip irrigation out there already. So I'd have to run all that infrastructure just to put natural farming solutions out there. And for me, that's, that would be ridiculous because I don't need to water because it's about to rain and it just rained and the ground's soggy. Well, actually it's not soggy. It dried out the other day, but, so if you already have your irrigation out there though, running your natural farming solutions in there, you want to basically run the natural farming solutions first. Either have them, what is it? What are they like? Siphon it in there. What do they call it? Dosimeter or dositron or whatever that thing is, where it injects it into your lines, and run the solutions, and then run water after, just pure water to kind of push all the solutions out. So you're not leaving. You're purging the lines out with just water, and you're not leaving natural farming solutions in your lines. So run them, more concentrated, or run it properly concentrated, and then run water afterward so you can finish your irrigation out. But usually Master Cho's recommendation for application is 25 gallons per acre spraying, or 100 gallons per acre drenching through the roots. So you kind of got to factor that in, where you're going to use about 4 times as much solutions if you're doing a through the ground irrigation type of system, like in drip irrigation and or watering type of solution. You're going to have to use about 4 times as much solutions as you would if you're just spraying. Reason for that is that it's so easy to take up the solutions into the leaves so quickly. If it's going into the roots, but also if you put it into the ground, then you're also growing your soil biology as well. But the roots then have to grab that and then transport it up to the tops of your trees or whatever crop you're growing through the root system. So it's much easier to get it into the leaf surface and have it absorb it, and you spray much less. So spraying, I always kind of recommend it. And it also certain things have hard time translocating in a plant. Like if I put calcium into the roots, it's hard for it to take it up to the top of the plant, versus I spray it into the plant and now it's there. So spraying has a lot of benefits over just watering the solutions in. But if you already have the infrastructure set up for drip irrigation, root irrigation, then why not just pump it into that and lower your labor cost, right? So it's always this cost benefit of like, I can make a recommendation, but it's really up to you to understand, like, is it worth my time, energy, effort, everything, to apply this? And that's where, you have to make those decisions there. But understanding that, you about 4 times more solutions go into drip irrigation than into spraying to get the same results. Also, you don't have to worry about clogs when you're, just spraying it out there and all those things. But cassava, for me, when I grow cassava, I really don't need to give it that much natural farming. It helps in the beginning a little bit, but man, what I do for cassava is I put a pile of fish, and then I put a pile of wood chips and IMOs into that on top, and then I just plant the cassava around that pile, and oh man, it pops. So instead of doing like a row of it, I do these circles and these circles and these, drop a pile, and then I plant the cassava around, and those cassavas get so big they shade out all the other weeds. And I'll come through with a mower and a line trimmer and cut just around the outside of the cassava and cut these circles and make it so it's real easy, and they grow. And oh man, so much cassava comes out of there. Just the tubers are just like huge and long. It's just so much cassava, like 80 pounds a plant type of cassava coming out of here. So I don't, it's kind of like a set it and forget it with those things. I don't, little spraying on them, but mostly just setting up the soil foundation, because cassava for me is a soil conditioner. I have really poor soil to start with, and I plant cassava around these wood chip piles, and oh man, after I'm done, the cassava crop, it's like there's bugs, there's worms, they bring the soil to life. It's just amazing. So, hey, yeah. What's up, Thomas? Love you, man. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the high vibes, man. For me, drip irrigation would be impractical, but spraying is practical. But if you're already doing drip irrigation, then go for it. Do it that way. So Christoph is asking, if I spray the leaves of my brassicas with food and structure, it rolls off like water on a duck. If I want to do it by watering the roots, should I increase the dose? And yes, so I kind of just answered that of like increasing the dosage and those things. But I also want to bring up that if you're having, brassicas, and like my taro, for instance, is very hydrophobic. So it's very hard to get the water to stick to the leaves. If you hit the undersides, they're usually more absorbent on the bottom than the top. So the bottoms of the leaves, when the stomata are open, are actually usually more easier. But let me pull this up, because I think let me pull this up here, because I think hang on. I think there's a wetting agent. Let me pull this. So hang on. Sorry. I'm like Googling things, but let me pull this up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to.
So hang on. Let me switch this over here. So this is the soap that he's making, and let me just let me see if I'm gonna mute this and just play this a little bit. But you see how the soap, you see, like here I'm going through this presentation. Why do you need it? So you can use soap as a surfactant and wetting agent. So when you don't use the soap, it'll beat up, and on brassicas and stuff, it'll just go off like it's hydrophobic, so it'll just wash off the leaves. But if you do use soap, so we'll go and see, and it'll show you that. You see how it spreads out and it gets on the surface and it breaks that surface tension. So it is possible to add a bunch of soap, like Dr. Bronner's or something, into your material, and it will then spread out and break that surface tension and actually stick to your leaves and break that hydrophobic connection. However, the soap with the vinegars and all the other natural farming things, they're not the most friendly, so you're gonna have to use a lot of soap. But you'll notice when you take this, you're adding the soap, stir it in, and then just flick it on something, and you'll see if it'll spread out or if it'll just stay in a ball. And continue to add soap until when you flick it on there, it just spreads out. And usually it's when it gets kind of sudsy when you're stirring it. So again, here's on the surface, and then, here it's just making these clumps, and it results in this, kind of resulting chemical residue because of those drops. But I think, do they show it when they use it? I don't know. I've never watched this video before. Oh yeah. So you see when they do use it, then instead of making those drops, it just goes onto the leaf surface and you get this better spread. And this is why the soap is, when we're going through the Madaj stuff, the soap is so vital to the sulfur and to the herb solution, because as a pesticide, as a, fungicide, you want it to spread out like that. But when you're using the natural farming solutions, it's not as important that they spread out on the leaf surface. In fact, I find for myself, it's diminishing returns, and that it may be, even if it just hits the leaf surface and goes off, you can spray the undersides, it'll stick. And then also just having it go down to your soil, you're going to feed your soil. So I find diminishing returns of including soap when I'm using Master Cho's natural farming methods. So let's see if there's any other examples of this. But, no pesticide residue on there afterward from doing it, right? And so, in I guess, what he's showing off is peppers. Yeah. Oh, so this is a classic thing. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about with the taro leaf, right? If you're getting it, just the liquid's balling up. Let me see. Actually, let me do this. The liquid's just balling up, but then when you put the wetting agent and you put enough of the wetting agent, it actually gets on there and spreads out. That's what I was I've experienced that too. It's just, I find it very diminishing returns of using it, and it's not to be worth it because I end up using so much soap when I'm using natural farming solutions. So anyway, hopefully that helps you get better applications. So how do I convince my landlord that my yard is not a mess, but just an organized chaos? Business in the front and party in the back, like a mullet. Have your landlord do some psilocybin mushrooms, like a hero's dose. Go out in international waters where it's legal and just take enough mushrooms that he can see through all the bullshit and find life and love and all those things. But also, there's no reason to make a mess. You can do Korean natural farming in nice, orderly ways. I'm into the permaculture, polyculture thing, but I'm also like, if you look at my channel, let's see, where's the channel here? I'm going to go back. I'll just go to my channel here. Why there? And, if you look on here and you go down to where I'm looking at these operations in Korea, if you look at my operations, like if, for instance, if we go to these Hawaii field days, hang on, let me just mute this out. But you're going to see that basically farms, people aren't seriously farming here. It's more like a hobby. And let's see, is there an example of their farm? Let's see, can we scroll through and find something where he's actually looking at it? It just looks like, like kind of like a mess. Like there's, bananas here, a papaya there. There's no, it's just like things people are doing. And it tends to be pretty messy. Let's see here, go that. And so like even here, here's let's see, where are we walking around? I don't know. Anyway, you can look at they tend to be messy. But if we go to the same farm tours and go to why mini player, I don't want you ever. But if you're looking at my farm tours in Korea, I mean, you're looking at where, let's see, what is this? We're just there. Yeah, here. Like you're looking at nice orderly rows here and nice plastic and everything, like where they're doing it and they're making huge production. So, just because like, if people don't have eyes for permaculture, you can still do Korean natural farming super successfully in more of this like standard what your landlord would think that farming is supposed to look like. You know, it's supposed to be this super, you know, like, so if things are messy, just clean them up, you know. The whole idea of permaculture is great because it's a permanent culture versus we're in temporary culture if you're not doing permaculture. But having things where you actually, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a mess. You can do it very orderly and just more mulch and more things like that. And otherwise just, you know, either you can change your landlord's mind or you can conform to what they're doing. And either of those are compatible with natural farming. So that's what I'm trying to say, I guess. So business in front, business in the back. It's the crew cut, you know. Does pH matter when using KNF methods? And that's a great question, Jake. Jake's also a member. What's up, Jake? Kansas in the house. So let's go here and let's go to the home page. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm going over here, KNF support, and I'm going down to KNF's, going to visit KNF support project sponsored by the Pure KNF Foundation. And oh man, there's more I got to do here. People always asking questions, but I'm gonna search pH here. pH, this one, and we'll go, you know, here. Oh, they were asking, Goof answered this, the biology. Oh, thanks, Joe LaRusso. Awesome. Hang on, pH. Let me just search this. Can I just search? Let me just search. But I did answer this fairly well about pH. But the basic idea is, oh man, there's so many answers with pH because it's like it's in everything. Man. But no, pH doesn't matter as much in KNF. I mean, sure, it matters. But okay, I'll just answer it again because pH is like well talked about. In fact, you know, another way to find this is to go search the office hours here and search this for pH. And in fact, I think this is going to return much better results for us. Come on, search. Is it gonna search? Oh, it's searching. Yeah, it's going. It's just the server's slow. Okay, but yeah, the pH. Let me just answer it because instead of trying to find the answers, but the answers are out there. And the answer is that what ends up happening is that the roots themselves make pH right around them. And they'll alter the pH. They'll make it high, they'll make it low, and what that'll do is that'll absorb the nutrients that they need. And the biology actually changes your pH. Like that, the bacteria or the fungus in the plant will interact with those to change the pH, to solubilize certain things and to bring certain things to it. So if you're trying to manage your pH by like making it all like the perfect pH for it, then the root zone, you don't know the pH of exactly where it is, and it's impossible to balance the whole pH of the entire thing because pH is just like parts hydrogen, and hydrogen's always, you know, water, hydrogen as it's absorbing. It's all changing and everything. So the acidity or alkalinity of the soil is very hard to manage from that sense of it. So what you're better off to do is get a whole lot of biology in there. The biology will then micromanage the pH in the exact root zone that it needs to do things. And then the sprays themselves are fairly pH balanced because you'll get acidic things like the sugars and those things, but you're putting them in very minute, 1 to 500, 1 to 1,000. And then you're adding vinegars, and then even though it's acidic, upon metabolization, it becomes alkaline. And it's these very complex mechanisms that are happening. And the plants themselves will manage their own pH. Their pH in the plant cannot change, right? It's just like the pH in your blood cannot change. It's just, you're always buffering or debuffering. And if you have enough nutrition and enough resources, it will always buffer its pH to remain exactly perfectly where it is. So chasing pH is not necessarily, doesn't necessarily matter as much when you have good biology and good nutrition. And then subsequently there's less you have to do. So hopefully that answers it. There's better answers. I'm sorry. I kind of half-assing this one, but there are better answers here where I've talked about pH, but it's hard to find pH directly because it's like, maybe if I search for pH space, it'll find it. Because pH itself, it's searching for, anything that starts with pH, like photos and things. Is it? No, I think it's still returning bad results. And, oh man, that's even worse results. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of resources out there on pH that you can find. And sorry to kind of like half do that, but I'm like, my mind's all thinking of several things at once. But hopefully that answers it enough that basically the biology will manage your pH if you do it that way, and you're better off to do it that way. I'm not saying like try and plant plants in like, hydrochloric acid or something. It's like, get enough organic material, organic matter in the soil, get the biology going, and pH will sort itself out. That's what I mean to say. It's not like, pH doesn't matter and you can just like totally over lime or acidify or whatever, no. Be reasonable. But okay, yeah. Plenty of people. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, okay, coming down. Have you heard what Dr. John Oppenheimer is doing in Williamson, Colorado, Williamson County, Tennessee? He's had Chris over and wanted to come over and talk about sustainable agriculture over here too. Cool. Yeah. No, I haven't heard what John Oppenheimer is doing, but I hope he's doing good. Electrostatic spray. Okay, dish soap. Yeah. Soap like Dr. Bronner's. Okay. Coming through. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when I scroll back and I talk too long on these things and then it bounces me down. Okay. Okay. Questions here coming. Okay, so mixing Jadam and KNF. KNF is a superset, so KNF includes Jadam, just so you know. Like you're saying Jadam and KNF. KNF is like the umbrella that contains them all. Korean Natural Farming contains them all. That's why I'm pure KNF talking about this here today, because it contains them all. So I think you're talking about Master Cho's solutions. So Jadam versus Master Cho's solutions. What do you think? JMS and JLF, the area really first, fast and available, and applying solid IMO liquid every once in a while as well. I think that Jadam is a great way to get cheap things started when you can't afford it, and then always go, Master Cho's solutions are just a quantum level above, but sometimes they're not. You have to create them correctly and apply them correctly, and that's not always that easy, because you think you can be practicing Master Cho's stuff and you can be way off, versus Young Song's stuff, you just rotting stuff in a bucket. It's not that hard. But Master Cho is like, the like French cooking a pastry. It's just like there's so much to it. Sure, you're just mixing flour and water and eggs together, but there's so much to it of how you fold the eggs and how there's so much to it. So his stuff is the best, but it's harder because it's not as approachable. But if you come here, you learn from me, and you'll be on it. And hands-on learning is really the way to do it. But I always see that Jadam versus KNF. It's like KNF is all this, believe it or not. Like that's the, you should promote that idea, because it's like it's all KNF. It all comes from Korean natural farming, and I've gone through and shown how the roots of Jadam came from this. So they're not juxtaposed situations. They're just affordability issues on a scale. Like if I have no money, practice Young Song Cho's. As I get more money, practice Master Cho's, and you will find it'll pay off for you. Or even if you have no money, just jump ahead and get a loan for sugar and make money back anyway. Or just grow the sugar yourself, whatever. I don't know. Complex when you get into the economics of it. Electrostatic sprayers. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't waste my time with an electrostatic sprayer. but and I wouldn't carry water on my back in a backpack sprayer. What I use is Maruyama MS75E. This is what I use if I was gonna spray, but now I have the drone, so I do the drone. But if I was just to spray, this is what I would use. I wouldn't carry the water on me. I would put the water in one central area, use this sprayer, use this spray gun. You're only walking that far. This type of setup is exactly what I have and what I used to use before I got the drone. Now I have the drone, so I fly and do it that way, but I would never carry water. This enables you to set a bucket up, and look at this spray that's coming out of this. This is the spray you want. This Maruyama MS75E, this type of thing, no, stay away from this. Carrying water, ridiculous. Don't ever, unless you hate your back and you want to just like have back problems for your elderly life, then get something like this, because that'll be right in your wheelhouse. But if you care about your back, get something like this, and you put this end into the bucket of water, whatever it is. You put buckets strategically around your land, trash barrels. You put this end into there. That's your return hose, and this is your spray hose. And you just walk around with this spray hose and you spray everything. And if if you're doing long rows, then get an extension spray hose. This Maruyama MS75E can shoot 300 yard, or at least 100 yards away without lagging or anything, and it shoots a nice mist. I do not use this kind of stuff. Oh man, this looks crazy, carrying all this water plus all this equipment plus that crazy. Bro, go with something like this, that Maruyama MS75E. I wish I was sponsored by these guys, because this is the best equipment, and I tell everyone, do this. Don't carry water. You're crazy. Okay, anyway, I'll get off that. Those types of units can do commercial stuff, huge. Put them on the back of an ATV, drive around, spray everything. You're going to be sweet. You don't need a tractor. Okay, reverse osmosis water doesn't beat up, does it? RO water does beat up, and it's really about making soft water versus RO water. And distilled water, it's water spotting. It's because you're using hard water. So distilled water is, I guess, soft water. But making your water soft is what makes a difference. If you don't use hard water, if you have hard water, put a water softener in line. It'll make everything better for you. Everything better for you. Soft water is where it's at. Hard water, no go. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, insanity started with straight lines, and I advertise practicality. So people will be like, "Oh man, like you're advocating plastic. I'm advocating practicality. We got to feed a growing population. And if more people aren't going to farm, then we got to use plastics. If you may even use herbicides and things. Like, hey man, that's up to you. When if I do a farm consultation for you, I talk to you, it's like I find out where you're at and what you're going to use, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to try and push. Like, if whatever. I'm not like, I'll even eat McDonald's sometimes. Like, I ain't biased, man. It's like, you can't ride a high horse and be like, I don't use plastic, but then you drive a car or you wear rubber shoes. Either you're going to go full bushman and just wear a thong around and whack everything with a stick, or you're going to have to be a hypocrite somewhere and use plastic in some things. And, we live in the modern world. You got to be realistic, So I think we should aim toward good regenerative holistic solutions, but you can't just like jump from driving your car. There's so many other things we do that are hypocritical. So why make it hard on yourself when you're anyway. We get into that whole thing, but yeah, some people hate on me for advocating for plastic or herbicides or whatever. It's like, you got to do what you got to do. If you're going to grow food, you're going to get better. You're going to go more towards regeneration. You're going to make the ocean a more fertile, more life hospitable place. That's what I'm into in the long run. But we all got to get there when we do it. So Anyway, you can hate on me for that, but everyone on the internet has to get some hate. So load it on, buddy. So, okay, cool. Yeah, farm trade. Okay, right on, Cecily. I'm glad you got the technical issues solved. I don't know what the heck happened. Yeah, get a couple veterans. Yeah, working with veterans, man. Veterans are where it's at. Okay. Okay. Sure doesn't. Microscope is a must. Yeah, looking at the soil, doing those things. Okay. Live. Yeah, pH is more. Okay. Yep. We're over the pH. Okay. Big West is saying, I like neat and tidy stuff. My drum set is very on purpose. However, improvising leads us to refining techniques. You follow a system. Hopefully it was tight. Okay. Yep. Parts hydrogen. Parts hydrogen. Okay, maybe I was percent hydrogen. I don't know. pH. Okay. Do I get off the ranch in the US? I used to. I don't anymore. So if you want to do that, come train over here. I am going to Maui coming up in June, and perhaps Oahu. Okay. Okay. How do you make solid lab with the rice bran like the one shown in one of your Korean visit videos in drums? So what they're doing, I think you're referring to when we were at Master Lee's farm and he was making solid IMO for his chicken feed. And the way to do that is to take a barrel, fill it with rice bran, and then pour about, like if it's a 50-gallon barrel, pour in about a gallon of the LAB into it, and then seal the lid. And the LABs will then grow throughout that entire rice bran. You're basically, it's very similar to making bokashis. So the solid LAB is very similar to bokashi. So another thing, if you're looking on how to make bokashi, side note here, well, not a side note, complete note to it, is that you notice under the memberships there are micro documentaries, and this guy right here, Cab. So if you're a member, you can watch this video, and Cab goes through the whole making bokashi with us towards the end of this video. Let's see, is it gonna go for me? I'm gonna hit play maybe. But Cab takes us through the whole bokashi game here. Let's see, where is he? He's also grows cannabis, but yeah, he takes us through over here, I believe somewhere. He's taking us through how he's making bokashi here, and that's what he's doing. Like, so if you're gonna make solid LAB, you can just watch this video and you will learn how to make that. And that's, it's free for members. Once you become a member, you get all the access to so much more information. I'd get a second degree in KNF if I could scale this up in 3,500 acres in South Carolina. If you're going to go to that scale, you should probably come here and get some training. But yeah, it's totally possible. KNF scales, it depends on the size of your heart, so you can continue to scale. What's the largest KNF farm that anyone knows? The whole earth is actually a KNF farm, believe it or not. It's just we're very bad at it right now, but the entire earth is doing Korean natural farming. It's what's naturally happening. We're just mimicking nature. So the entire earth's already doing it. If we just stop poisoning it, it would recover and do good things, and we can enhance it and make it do even better. We all need fast food sometimes. That's right, fast food. I mentioned those things because I just mentioned I'm not on some high horse. I'm not a hater. Meet you where you're at. We're all in some journey. You can ask where I came from, and it's like, oh man, drinking Pepsi Cola every day, 4 or 5 times a day. Oh gosh, and if you're still there, that's fine, but learning about living foods and all these things that nourish us versus just work us down and get us hooked on sugar and caffeine and just, versus balance. Life's about balance. Small secret. I use a hose and sprayer and it works great. Yes, use what's practical, man. Find out what's practical, because the best thing you can do for your KNF game is make it easy and practical. If it's not easy and it's not practical, you won't do it. You'll do it once or twice and you'll be like, this is too hard. Screw this. Got to make it easy, and you got to make it fun. And then it's like you will do it all the time. So making it easy, making those things, it's great. Yeah. And Mark stayed here for a week and he's, changed his life forever, I think. We're good friends and now he's doing better than ever. So, they're heavy but ever strong. Okay. Hose and sprayer can be used. Yep. Okay. Foundation repair. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Taking care of your back, man. You ain't gonna get a new back. That's for sure. We all need to take care of our backs. Okay. Yeah, FPJ with a plant with a lot of saponin, might be a good idea. That's another way to have a natural sticker spreader. So saponin here. We'll just look it up here. They soapwort, soap bark, and soybeans, believe it or not, actually have a bunch of saponin in them. And then there was also this upside down tree thing that people were using for saponin. You could go this route as well. I just ultimately, I just find it to be not that important. The sticking, spreading stuff, it's just not that important because it gets where it needs to go. And yeah, okay. Oh gosh, okay. Let's see here. What about 2,000 square feet, something to out in a red wagon? The other, I mean, when we're going, we're talking sprayers, I also, when, I'm talking about that Maruyama, which is a weed whacker engine, but you can also go with something like this, where it's like a electric powered ATV sprayer. This thing is just, it's not going to get you as much power on there. But this something like this, where you can hook this onto your weed whacker, a lawn tractor. Man, why the hell? My internet's all slow today for some reason. Maybe it's something I'm doing. Maybe I'm being harked. Okay, let's just go back. Come on, ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, some of these boom like sprayers, we can drag this behind your deal. Like if you already have a yard tractor, and you can drag something like this behind, and then you have this boom that goes out. I don't want to unlock $10. Can I make the picture bigger? Yeah. So like a little electric motor sprayer, pump sprayer, and this to spray out, and you get this boom going out, and then you can just drag this behind your yard tractor. Something like that makes sense. Aim the nozzles up, try and hit. My whole thing is to make it as easy as possible that you can for the sprayers. I don't know how this thing's doing it. Maybe up these nozzles and things. And this is a 15-gallon one, so you could almost do, what is that, like a little bit more than half an acre with this. More than half an acre. And then you can get up this, 25 gallons. This thing right here, you could do this, and this would do a whole acre in one tank, right? Just dragging this. Look, you could just cruise around in your little ATV, and spray and get your application, but you got to make it easy, right? Because when I'm doing it on foot, the reason I love the Maruyama is because it's like I can just do it on foot. All right, I can walk around. I don't have to drive something. I can just put barrels out there and I can walk around on foot, and this cable goes with me to where I'm going. That's you got to make it easy. If you were on large scale, you could do something like this. Or the other thing we have is, a tractor sprayer, and you're driving a tractor around and spraying it with a spray gun. But, you just, my point is make it easy. If KNF isn't easy to deploy, you won't do it. And that's just that. You got to figure out a system that works for you. Um, um, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, catch the replay. Yeah, sorry to miss you last week, Stone Mason. It's all good, man. Okay, I had to put something in the red wagon. Okay. And yeah. Okay, okay. So, helping Dr. Oppenheimer let you know already in the progress. Okay. Yeah, so I'd find people already doing it. Yeah, my dad. Um, okay. I'm just gonna I scrolled down to the end here. Let's see. Man, so much chat here. Okay. I'm trying like I don't know anyone else on YouTube that scrolls back in the chat to talk about things, but I try not to miss any questions that come through. You know, I want to make sure the office hours here for you. Oh my gosh, we didn't even get to Madej. Oh my gosh, it's already we had so many good questions this time. Maybe I just talked too much on these questions, but um uh so the question on PSI for sprayers in biology, it's really about how much your spray is impacting. So if you're spraying it out at high velocity, it's misting into the air and it's landing softly, that's fine. It's when you're spraying and it's impacting into your into your leaves and ground and whatever, that's going to kill it more than the high pressure. And that's from Elaine Ingham, and I've never tested it, so I don't know, but that's what she says, and I just take her word for it because she studies so much through the microscope to know those kind of questions. Boom sprayers, yeah, spray, make it easy, whatever works for you and whatever makes it easy. And then do they kill? Yeah, sure. Anytime you're running a machine like that, you're going to kill a bit, but it's more about the impact, like I was saying. Good coffee. Okay, yeah. Okay, ATV sprayer on a cart works great. Gotta stand on a ladder to hit the top of my apple trees. Gonna upgrade soon. Another sprayer that's cheap, that's easy. And this is more of a mechanical type of thing. Since we're on sprayers and we're there, is something like this. So I'll show you this. So a trombone sprayer like this, where you're basically like if you're trying to hit the tops of your trees, this you can just have like a little 5-gallon bucket right at your feet, and you just use this trombone sprayer. And I've had people use this to great effect. Little rubber hose, and you're creating the pressure to kind of do this. So this is like a non-gasoline fired sprayer. It's kind of expensive, I guess. $128 for this. You might be able to build it yourself cheaper. But you're basically just kind of like a trombone going like that, and it's squirting stuff. And these things get great distance to get up into your treetop canopies. So I'm just saying something like I've never done this, but I've had some people recommend this that were more on like the wanting to be. Oh, here it's only $69 in this picture. Oh, it's only part of it, maybe, or is it? Oh, this one looks old. I don't know if this one's gonna work for you, but yeah, I don't know. Why is that dollar in the picture? Maybe he's trying to put it there for scale. But $52, this one? Yeah, something like this. Like a trombone sprayer. Look at those guys. They're spraying their trees. Look at that guy's great posture. Look at that. Just great posture. And he has eye protection. This guy is lit, bro. And he's in like a business suit. He's a professional. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is top notch. I'd buy from this guy. Woody's Wonders. Man, Woody. I wonder if that's Woody himself. What do you think? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Pulling 200 feet of hose around is not fun. I can tell you that, but it's a lot easier than carrying water on your back. Okay. ATV spray. Okay. Yeah. Atomization. I'm not into atomization. The atomizers, nah, you don't need it. Trust me. Don't run an atomizer. I've had those things. They're not where it's at. Trust me. Yeah. Always use soft water. Always use soft water with natural farming, Shaman King. Always soft water. Yeah, soft water is where it's at. Always be using it. Rain siphoning the water from the barrel and the sprayer. Low budget. Yeah, yeah. Just have it rain in a barrel. Use that. Is my cannabis course available for purchase? I don't know which one you're talking. Oh, I think that's just the book. I think like the one you're talking about, the video on my channel. I think it's just the book is what I put out, and I gave people handouts from my book. So like that is the book. Like if you go peer or knfsupport.com right here, download this recipe book right here. You just download this, and I think that's the book. It'll redirect you to this website. But this book, which yeah, this is the one. That's I always teach from this book. It's great. I mean, it's a great book. I love it. Yeah. Small particle size stick better. Yeah. There's lots of ways you can add a little bit of other things in there. Magnet. Learning about magnets and learning about vortexing and all that. So much to do, so much to learn, so much KNF. We didn't even get into Madaj. Again, we didn't get into it. Okay, so maybe next time. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go overtime. We'll do one Madaj. That way I keep moving through this, because otherwise I'm going to be doing this for a whole year. Never going to get on to anything else. I swear we did this. Yeah, we did it. Well, anyway, the next one. Oh man, are we really? This stuff is so elementary, so easy. Like you're just putting herbs and soap together. And he's increasing the amount of soap and herbs that he's using each time to kill more and more bugs. There's no difference, man. Why? Why every time we're getting further and further into this and he's saying, just add more and kill more. I mean, really, I should just go and cover the fundamentals of this, because I keep going. And he's telling about, these recipes 8 and 9. They're identical recipes. They're just using slightly different herbs and more concentration. It's like, man. Yeah. Okay. We'll skip all those, because it's basically like you want to kill stink bugs, thrips, greenhouse whitefly. We already covered this. I know we did. But he's just using 10 liters of soap and 15 liters of herbal solution made from Korean passiflower root. But then he's probably also going to say you can use pokeweed and ginkgo. I mean, every single time he says this same thing. And it's just the 10 liters of soap and the 15 liters of herbal solution are mixed into 500 liters of water. And you just go and you spray. And, you can do is spray twice a day or between 1 to 2 days. And you just spray the living crap to kill these things, because you probably you have nutritional problems. And you need to fix the root cause instead of just trying to kill these bugs. That's really what it comes down to. You don't want to deal with pest issues, then practice Korean natural farming and Master Cho stuff and do it, and you won't have these bugs issues. But let's get on to this other one, slugs and snails, because this one's different. It's not just soap and herbs, because every other recipe's been just soap and herbs and sulfur and then powdered dust. So if you're curious and you weren't following, go look, knfsupport.com, follow the past episodes and you'll find all that. But number 10, we'll go over this one. It is slug and snail. So you want to kill slugs, you want to kill snails, you're upset with life. First off, you should just put IMOs out there and fix. Slugs are usually attracted to your to bacteria, and you're too bacteria oriented, and that's why you're getting slugs and snails, because that's what they're eating. They're crawling along the ground eating bacterias. So A, get your microbes balanced, and you won't have these issues. B, if you don't, then just kill them with the soap, 3 liters, and sodium hydroxide, which is caustic soda. So exercise extreme caution with this. And he adds in 1.5 kilos. And of course, that goes into 500 liters of water. All his recipes are for 500 liters. So soap, caustic soda, sodium hydroxide into water. You add this, be careful handling the sodium hydroxide, super gnarly stuff. Wear eye protection, ear protection, respiratory protection, all the good things, go back to 2020, put on a mask. Oh, hey, you guys super chatting at the end. This is great. Thank you. Yes. Yes, YouTube's telling me to celebrate. This is their 10th super on a live stream. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's great. Yeah. I was just watching some YouTube and they're like, thanks to all my Patreons for their support. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how. You guys, you're the supporters. Pure Cannon Foundation, you guys, the members, like doing Master Cho's work. What could be better? You know, giving. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, Stone. Thank you, Bachelor Junior. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. So killing slugs and all this, we'll just read through this real quick, but you can basically, you dissolve the caustic soda in a small quantity of water first, and then mix with the rest of the water. So just a little bit to dissolve it, then mix it into the rest. It'll get hot. Watch out. It's going to get hot. Mix the above quantity of JWA and water to 500 liters. If you add herbal solution, it can control aphids. Of course, he's just going to say all these same recipes again. Yeah. So let's just skip that part. Do a concentration test in prior. So before you do it, do a concentration test. Make sure you're not going to kill your plants. Of course, he's going to say to add germicidal, add sulfur. It's like every recipe is the same, man. You can increase the soap and add herbal solution to achieve pesticide and germicide. Man, every recipe is the same. Even this one, I thought it was going to be different. It's the same. He's just like saying, add everything in to kill everything all at once. It's like, man, 100% be careful. You're right. 100% be careful. Yeah, it's the stuff from Fight Club. Yeah, it's the stuff that he put on the guy's hand and kissed him and left that mark, burn mark. Be careful. Sodium hydroxide, super gnarly. Super gnarly. And then he says add fine rock dust. It says caustic soda can be mixed to strengthen pesticidal effect, but be very careful to never contact the skin. Do a concentration test in this case too. So I'm not advocating do this. Do not do this. Don't try it at home. But here's the recipe. You know, classic advice. But yeah, basically, you know, I guess you spray it on the slugs and that sodium hydroxide just burns them to death. What a tragic way to go. Tragic. But sodium hydroxide and soap, just spray it on them. Kill them all. I don't know what that's going to do to your soil. And what's it going to do to your microbiology? I can't imagine it's going to do good things, but maybe you need sodium and hydroxide out there. So anyway, we did get to a bit of jam. We killed slugs. We killed snails today. Sodium hydroxide, soap. Don't do this at home. Use at your own risk. You didn't hear it from me. Exercise extreme caution if you're dealing with those chemicals. It's crazy. But I just want to, or get ducks. Yeah, get ducks. Get ducks. Problem solved. Except for now you have fat turds everywhere. Okay. First you need rain, then you get slugs and snails. No slugs for Cecily. Yeah. If you don't want slugs, move to Western Australia. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll be back next week, I think. Yeah, next week. Yeah, May again. We'll be doing our thing. I forgot Mother's Day last week. Oh my gosh, how could I didn't even call my own mom because she's on vacation with my sister. So anyway, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being great folks. Thanks for tuning into Office Hours. Like, subscribe, share, gently press the subscribe button, and gently press the like, whatever, you know. Caress the like button until it gets raised up. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I really do. It's well worth my time on Sundays to be doing this with you and everybody else. So as always, long live the natural farmer, and join the Pure Cannon Foundation shoots. I'm going to go out with an opening curtain. So I think we're going to go backwards and get out this way. So I'll see you later. Bye.